Ah, la table à gauche à côté du fauteuil. Très bien, merci.
très bien,
très bien哈，
merci.
很好，very good，très bien, merci。好，我们来讲一讲这个人方位词哈。啊，table à gauche 左边的桌子哈，在这个单人沙发的旁边哈。来看第二段对话。
All right, so what is this? We're back to lesson 5, and where is it in the textbook? So, um, yeah, we are still in the textbook. So, what's going on? Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. In the morning, we did some reading in French. I had a second lesson today where I did some more reading in French, the French news. Um, I was supposed to do some homework, and then my study buddy sent me her, uh, her answers. Apparently, she said that she's actually reading the textbook now, which I think is great. Son chapeau et son chapeau. Yeah, so I listened to this today. In this chapter, I spent 36 minutes. Um, I think it was really great. Basically, this
书
chapter
架这个旁边，
it helps you to learn like things like on top of, underneath, beside, on the left, on the right. And then after that, it goes into
南亚的女大学生。
plurals. Let's jump into the textbook and see if that's a little bit easier. Let's see. Okay, so here we have à côté. 他住在旁边. So he lives next door. Or à côté de la table, next to the table, there's a chair. And then they follow this pattern. So they can say en Angleterre, is that England? 英国. In England, the voiture, the cars drive on the left, à gauche, à gauche. And then you could say à gauche de, 在什么什么的左边. What's on the left? Anna est assise à gauche de Sophie. Anne is sitting, I guess it says sitting. 坐在 is sitting left of Sophie. À droit or à droite. This is one of those hard words because there's a word droit and there's a word droite. You see here's this. I guess this one's droite. Anyway, so I think I talked about this yesterday. I don't think it's so important because like this is like literally the beginning of the book. It's like lesson 5. You're gonna see this over and over and over and over again. And then you have singular le, la, and then you have plural les. Then you have un, une, and des. The hard thing about this is like, you see, there's an exercise. One of the exercise questions. Okay, so we have les or des. Remember last time we did this for the challenge? I was like, this one's easy because it's la chambre. It's because there's no s. But this one, like des photos or les photos. So des photos, it means some photos, or les photo, it means the photos, some photos, or the photos. And when we talk about this topic, we're talking about definitive and indefinitive, meaning like the car outside. There's a car outside. There's a car. So in English, we can say there's a car outside, and it is red. Now, in the second sentence, you can't say a car again. because you defined the article, you defined the car in the first sentence. A car outside is red. The car is something. So the second time we say the. So if we don't know like des photos, some photos. So this is why I'm confused. Like the photos, elles sont dans la chambre. They are in the room. So we know we're going to use la chambre, the room. They're in the room because it's a defined room. And my argument here is that it is also the photos, les photos. Why? Because like some photos, like why would you just, for no reason at all, just suddenly say some photos? So my assumption is going to be, I would think that it's supposed to be 4.1 is going to be des photos. All right. So I'm just sending a message to my study buddy. Des photos, some photos, or the photos. Wait. Les means the. So it means actually les. It's correct. Les photos. Les photos? Les photos? Yeah, the photos. Yeah, they're in the room. Okay, perfect. Tu as un numéro de téléphone? Do you have a? So it's going to be et l'adresse du Thomas. Okay, so it's defined, right? So it says de Thomas. It means that it's defined. So it means tu as le numéro de téléphone et l'adresse du Thomas. The, both cases it's the. Oui. Okay, what does she say? Le and le, yes. Okay. Oui, il y a des fenêtres dans la pièce. The room. Are there windows in the room? Yes, there are some windows in the room. Some windows in the room. Not the windows in the room, but some windows in the room. 4.3 is des fa. Is that the, is it the fenêtre? Some windows in the room. Next one. Je cherche. I'm looking for the. Ensuite, okay, so it's going to be une. Tu es un garçon et une fille. You have a and a. Good. All right, so section 5. I think she did okay with this section. So it's like question 1. She said, qu'est-ce que c'est? Qu'est-ce que c'est? What is this? Which it is. What is it which it is? Qu'est-ce que c'est? Qu'est-ce que c'est? What is it? I don't know. I think that sometimes in some languages you just memorize it. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Because it's like, what is this which it is? What is this which it is? What is this which it is? C'est un vase. C'est. So we're going to use c'est. C'est un vase. Un vase is a masculine. It ends in an E, but it's still masculine. Strange. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a contre le mur? What is it which is that is contre le mur? Which is cow, which is against the wall. What is it which is against the wall? Probably it's going to be il y a des étagères. Salut, sœur, sœur Love. Fauteuil, fauteuil, fauteuil. I guess this was the armchair. On the armchair, qu'est-ce qu'il y a? It's probably a cat or something like that. Oui, il y a un chat. Où sont les livres? Where are the books? Où sont les livres? Ils sont sur les étagères. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans la pièce? Il y a une table, des chaises et un fauteuil. And on the wall, there are some posters. Non, ce sont des photos. Good. I don't see any problem with that. Next is sur la table, il y a un verre et une vase. Mettez en pluriel sur la table, il y a eu. What are you going to do? So what do? You say they? Okay, so the question is, when you have un, what does un turn into? Let's go back to the this one. Okay, so according to the textbook, it says un becomes they, le becomes les. And I remember we had a problem with this the first time when I did the exercise. So then we're saying des verres, add a S, des vases, add a S, des affiches, add an S, sur les murs, sur les murs. I don't know about that. So my change would be il y a des affiches sur le mur. Because why would you say there's posters next to the mirrors? Sur la table, il y a des verres et des vases. I don't have a problem with that. But I think il y a une fiche, une becomes des, il y a des fiches with a S. Sur la mur, rather than sur le murs. She put sur les murs. It's funny. C'est une affiche. Ce sont. Nice. Ce sont. That's interesting here. Ce sont des affiches. Il y a des photos à côté de. Again, this is like. I would suggest that 6.4 is il y a des photos with a S à côté de l'étagère. It's just one. So it's like des photos, meaning the photos, à côté de l'étagère. And that's because, look, sur la table, it does not become plural. So I don't think this should become plural. I don't think this should become plural. But my study buddy is thinking that it should. Just like this one, I don't think we're gonna put sur le fauteuils. I don't think we're gonna add a S on that. 6.5. Il y a des chats sur le fauteuil. Fauteuil, fauteuil. All right, now we're in the last one. Last one, il y a des livres sur le fauteuil. Now, I actually already sent the answers to my study buddy about this. Let's see if we can just say what's going on. Il y a des livres sous. Remember, si is on, sous is under. Un fauteuil, fauteuil. What is it? There's books under the chair. That's true. Okay, so we could say il y a un vase, or is it un vase? Yes, un vase sur un fauteuil. What's this? Blouson. Il y a un blouson à côté un fauteuil. Il y a des photos sous la table. Il y a un affiche sur la table. Sur la table, il y a une chaise. Sous la table, il y a un chat. Sur l'étagère. L'étagère. Il y a un chapeau sur l'étagère. L'étagère. Il y a des fleurs sur l'étagère. There. I'm speaking French. Whew. All right. And then they're like, well, put it in the right place. Les livres sont sur l'étagère. Okay, so the books are on the shelves. Le chat est, le chat est, is it just A? Yeah. Le chat est sur sur le fauteuil. Le blouson est sur la chaise. Les photos sont sur la table. Le la affiche le affiche est sur le mur. La chaise est à côté de table. Les fleurs sont in. How do you say in? Dans un vase. Okay, this is probably good enough. Great. So tomorrow we're going to go to the next chapter. So it's going to be lesson 6, which means that we are now with plural. You know, the other thing I really liked about this particular video was that they go into this thing about plurals, meaning that so they said if you have a word that ends with an S or IX or gaz, Z, Z, and if it's in the singular form, it doesn't change for the plural form. That was interesting. If it ends in an EO, EU, then you just add an X. That was pretty cool. Then, okay, these are called irregular. Now, the majority of the irregular, I think it has a historical issue because ma is like my lady, my sir, and my moiselle. So that's why it says ma. And then, so when you change the ma to plural, then it's mesdames, messieurs, mesdemoiselles. So I think that one makes sense. And then the only one that doesn't really make sense is this one. An eye, one eye, and two, and then eyes is des yeux. An eye, des yeux. It's like two different words. And then F, if it's like a singular, you say enough, un boeuf. But if you have a multiple, it's des œufs, des bœufs. That was interesting. There's one other one where it's like there's like 7 words. They said there's like these 7 words have to be spelled or pronounced a certain way. This one. Okay, so these ones in plural form are supposed to end with an X. So whatever. I don't know. So I had a really good time just going back to this last chapter. Let's move to the next chapter, which means Unit 2 portraits. What is going on? Portrait robot, lesson 6. Yep, lesson 6. We have uh, the the book, lesson 6, which is great. Alors, ils sont grands, petits. Il y a un homme grand et blond. Oui, c'est ça. Il est blanc. Okay, so it's about describing people. And then we're going to have a bunch of words about colors and clothing and in order to describe people. So that sounds great. Thank you for joining me today. It was a quick one, but yeah, good stuff.